Ya.
Right. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon,
Waalaikumsalam
everyone.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
Waalaikumsalam
warahmatullahi
warahmatullahi
wabarakatuh.
wabarakatuh.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
All right. Here I want to present about phonemes production in language education for 2 years and 5 months old until 3 years and 11 years old children. All right. Without any further ado, let's start this presentation today. We are going to the outline. The first is about the research method. The second is process of collecting the data. The third is research subject, and the last is result. Okay, next slide. First is about research method. In this research, the researcher uses descriptive qualitative research method. According to Creswell, qualitative research is a research method that using an approach to comprehending the meaning of personal or group and exploring social or humans problem. Okay, next is about process of collecting the data. The researcher's process is outlined in the following set of steps. First, because in this online pandemic, so I will make this research in online observation. Okay, the first step is make a video call with the children and their parents and start a conversation. The observation are carried out by asking the parents how their children produce phoneme sound and make a fun conversation with children while listen to how they produce phoneme sound during the conversation. All right. The second step is the children are classified between target speech and children's speech. And the last is children's utterance are translated. Okay. We are going to the next slide. This is about the research subject. In this research, there are 3 children of different age were observed in this research. They are as follow. First is Audilani Al-Sharahim is 2 years and 5 months old. The second is Alisa Faliha Fitri is 3 years and a month old. And the last is Sultan Arshah Ar-Rahim is 3 years and 11 months old. Okay, next slide. This is the result. The researcher will show the result of observation on the tables. There are 4 tables contain about phonemes omission, phoneme substitution, and phonemes repetition. Okay, the first table omission phoneme sound words. There are 3 data here. First is cari. The pronunciation is cari. Children utterance is chai. Pronunciation is chai. And the translation is look for. The second is nenen. Pronunciation is nenen. Children's utterance is nen. Pronunciation nen. And the translation is sakal. And the last is uma. Pronunciation uma. Children utterance is ma. Pronunciation is ma. And translation is mother. All right. Here. In the table number 1 and number 3 is from Audilani Al-Sarahim, and the data in the first table is from Alisa and none from Sultan. All right, the result. The second table is the data phonology acquisition on substitution. There are 5 data here. The first is susu, pronunciation is susu, children utterance is cucu, pronunciation is cucu, and translation is milk. And the second is macet, pronunciation is macet, children utterance is matet, pronunciation is matet, and traffic jam, and so on until this 5, until the end. Okay, wait a minute. Okay. Here, the note is Audilani. It means the youngest children here is known on substitution, but Alisa Faliha, this is the middle old children. It means 3 years and 1 month old. Alisa have all the data here and known from Sultan because Sultan is the older children in this research. Okay, the third table is the data of repetition syllable within words. Only one data here. There is Mamam, and it's from Audilani, is the youngest children here, and Audilani make repetition syllable within words. And both Alisa and Sultan don't didn't doing a repetition. All right, the table or table number 4. This is table number 4. Who can pronounce phoneme perfectly? All this from the data. There are 10 data here from number 1, table number 1 until number 10. Here, Alisa and Sultan can pronounce the words perfectly, but Audilani only can pronounce phonemes perfectly here only in the table number 9, which is ayah. Pronunciation is ayah. Children utterance is ayah, and so on. The translation is that. So that is our all my presentation today. So we can conclude that the older children don't have a problem with pronunciation, but the youngest children is Audilani have many problem in pronunciation. All right, that is all my presentation today. So if you are have a question, let's me know. Thank you. I open to question for the Q&A section. Thank you. All right, anyone wanna ask? Let me know for your question. Maybe.
Okay, Sulni, I want to ask about your presentation.
Okay, Mas Reza, it's okay.
There you state you observing the children. So I want to ask, what's the difficulty that you face when you observing the children?
All right. The most difficult here is because we are in the because this observation did in during pandemic era, so the difficult is doing in online. So maybe we cannot get more specific data because this observation is did from online. So that is my answer, Mas Reza. Maybe if we do this observation directly, maybe the data will be more, right? Maybe it's my problem, Mas Reza.
Okay, thank you for your answer.
Okay, anyone who wanna ask again? So because we have three presenter today, so if you don't have any question, maybe we can move to other presentation today. Okay, I
Yeah,
will
looks like there is no more question.
one, two. All right, there is no more question. Thank you for your attention. So maybe sorry for my mistake during the presentation. And the last I say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are going to the next presentation.
Waalaikumsalam
Waalaikumsalam
warahmatullahi
warahmatullahi
wabarakatuh.
wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
The next presenter is me, Reza Srian Safiananda. And I'm gonna ask help from my friend Aidah Nabila Fatin to share screen my PowerPoint today. Wait a minute, audience. We wait for Aidah Nabila Fadin to share my PowerPoint. Okay, thank you for your help. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, my name is Reza Srian Sofyananda. I'm gonna explain about the analysis of problem in pronouncing word commonly encountered in children aged 1 until 2 years old. The next slide, please. Here the outline. First, we have research method, process of collecting the data, and then research subject, and then the result. The next slide, please. I'm gonna make it quick here. First, we have research method. In this study, the writer used qualitative method. Qualitative approach involve collecting and analyzing non-numerical data to understand concept, opinion, or experience. According to Saryono, 2010, qualitative method research is research used to investigate, find, describe, and explain the quality or the privilege of social influence that cannot be measured by quantitative method. So here, the next slide, please. The process of collecting the data. The data collection in this study was carried out by direct observation, by observing the conversation between the child and the child's companion, parent or sister. So in this session, I have a chance to direct observing the conversation between the child and the companion, whether it's parent or sister, and the method used in this collecting data, this observation, of course, is to listen and record the form of voice recording with a duration of 3 minutes. Observation are carried out when children playing activity accompanied by their companion. So I record the voice, I record a video when the children play some activity, play doll or something accompanied by their companion. The next slide, please. The research subject. First, we have Hana Meka Arkadewi, 2 years old, my neighbor. And then Aska Izzatunisa Al Zahira is 1 year old and 7 months old. The next, please. The result here, as you can see, it's lack of result, of course, because the children keep crying when I do the video record, the children keep crying. So I just have 4 results here in the first table. Ibu, gelas, kambing, and bola. The 2 children just talk about this word. Children utterance. First word is bu, ibu, jadi bu. And then the translation mother. And then we have gelas, become jelas. And then kambing, become cambing. Boya, bola, to boya. The next result. Here we have some more. Jerapah become jeyapa, kura-kura become kuya-kuya, beruang become uang, sudah become sudah, enam become enang. Because the children keep crying, I'm kind of lack of data. And as you can see, there are no perfect pronunciation. Because as you can see, children keep make simplification of some word so he can speak it fluently. The next slide. Oh, thank you for your attention. I'm opening Q&A for 2 questioner.
Okay, my name is Ridho Rizky Ramadan. I wanna ask, does Hannah, your first children, have a word that doesn't have a problem with any phonemes when you do the observation?
No, Unfortunately, no. Hannah doesn't have one. As long I observe, Hannah doesn't mention a word with correct vowel, with correct pronunciation. She keep crying. Oh my god. And then the next question.
May I ask a question?
Yes.
Okay, my name
Siapa
is
dia?
Aida Nabila Fatin, and I want to ask about your opinion. Does the family environment affect the phoneme acquisition for children?
My opinion about children acquisition language, children language acquisition. So I personally think that the family environment affect children language acquisition because the family is the first circle of children to learn language. So as you know, children mimic their parent. That's why that's the first time the children acquisition some language. Maybe that's from me. I hope my answer satisfy you all. If there is any mistake, that's from me. Thank you for your attention once again. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And we are gonna move to the next presentator,
Waalaikumsalam.
Ridho Rizky Ramadan.
Ready? Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ridho Rizky Ramadan. My student number is 206121117. Today I'm gonna explain the result of my observation. That is the problem of the pronunciation of phonemes in language acquisition for 1 until 3 years old. Okay, the first one is research material. So observing 3 children, age 1 until 3. I'm using a direct observation, so I'm directly observing the children and write anything that the children say. And I have 3 children to observe. That is Muhammad Rizky Fauzan Azima. He is 1 year and 1 month old. And Raya Rizky Novandika. He is 2 years and 4 months. And the last one is Cinta Rizky Shaida. And she is almost 3 months. And yeah, the next is research result. Children 1, Ahmad, has a phonology acquisition on submission and syllabus or sound in articulating and has no correct pronunciation. So the phonology acquisition on submission is changing a letter like this. Mimi is minum in Indonesia, and he changed letter M to P and become pick. Then the children, and then the syllabus or sound in articulating, it's removing a letter from a sentence, like in Ahmad is menek mean climb, atau in Indonesia or in Indonesia memanjat, and he said it nek. The letter M and E is gone, and that is syllabus or sound in articulating. And he has no correct pronunciation. As you can see in this data, there is no right pronunciation. The children number 2 is Raya. He is like Ahmad have that two problem, but he had a couple more that correct pronunciation. Like the correct one is like Bapak, and he said it Bapak, that right. And then this the phonology acquisition, it's iwa or fish, ikan in Indonesia. He said it wa, and the syllabus or sound in articulating, it's the Jerapak one. He has the two problem in one word. The syllabus sama and phonology. Jerapah become papa. He remove G and E and replace R with P. And the last one is Cinta. Cinta, who almost 4 years old, is already right in every word, like topi saya bundar. All of it is right. She's pronounced it the right way. And the expert opinion of this matter is, according to Kennison on 2013, there are 4 main components in language development, namely as follows. Phonology includes the order of the structure of word or sentence. Semantic consists of vocabulary and the concept of expressing word. Grammar includes 2 parts. The first is syntax, the rules that makes up sentence. The second, morphology, is used grammatical marker covering tense, active and passive voice, and include language or granting requests, etc. Saying the language to speak, which is different part of to you are speaking, to following the flow of staying on topic and taking advantage of the correct language. Okay, that's all for me. Thank you. I will open 2 questions from you guys. Please ask.
Okay, Mas Wido, I want to ask about something.
Okay.
What's the difficulty did you face when you collecting the data? Looks like you have many problems there.
I don't think I have a problem because it's direct observation. So I just sit and then listening those children speaking anything, and I just write it. Thank you. One more question.
Just
Is
simple
there any more
observation then.
question?
Thank you for your answer.
Yes, sir. Is there no other question? If it's no other, then I'll close the presentation.
I want to ask one
One.
last question.
Okay, Mas Zulni.
Right, Mas Rido. What do you think is the age is the more affect to the acquisition of phoneme in child, in your opinion?
Can you repeat the question?
How much the age affect the acquisition of phonemes in children?
Okay, I get it. It's actually depend on a gift the children have. Like some children, it's smart in talk. I mean, they can walk first. After that, they can speak or the opposite. So they speak first, then walk. It's depend. But normally they will have the right pronunciation in 4 years old. If your children is 4, then they probably will have mastered the speaking thing. Thank you. That's my opinion. Does that help?
All right. Thank you, Mas Rido, for your explanation.
You're welcome. So that's my presentation. Thank you for the one that asking. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Wabarakatuh.
Okay, everyone, that's the end of the first session. We are gonna continue for the second session next time. See you next time. I'm gonna end the record. 3.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hello everyone, my name is Juliana Hanum Pratiwi. In this occasion, I'm going to explain my research result on children language acquisition. The title of my research is the constraint of the creation of phonemes in language acquisition for 2 until 3-year-olds. Let me start my presentation. First is research method. In this research, I used descriptive method. According to Nazir 2005, descriptive method is a method which researches a status of human group, an object, set condition, system of idea, or a class event at this period. I did collecting data in non-numerical form and organized them onto tables. Next is research setting. I did this research between 25th April until 4th March. The location of this research is in Purwodadi District, Grobogan Regency, Central Java Province. Actually, I contacted my friends whether they have cousin or nephew, then I asked their help to record the children's voice when they were talking. Thanks to my friends who have been willing to help me finish my research. These observations are carried out when children playing activities accompanied by their companions. From what I have been collected before, I've got 3 children as my research object. They are Bian Arka Atmaja, 3 years old. Actually, he's almost 4. Next is Haiba Ziratul Rahmah, 3 years old. And then the last is Naura Azkia Azizah, 2 years old. Now let me show you the result of my research. First result is table 1. Word omission on the prefix syllable as for the middle syllable. Here, the child's family acts as giving orders and the children as recipients of orders. There are 7 data below. As you see in table 1, the objects or the children didn't pronounce the prefix syllable. And they can pronounce the targeted word perfectly. In number 1, the target utterance is rambutnya, but children's utterance is punya, which means his or her hair. Number 2, target utterance is sekarang, but children's utterance is tarang, which means now. Number 3, target utterance selamat pagi, but children's utterance is ngamat agi, which means good morning, and etc. The data obtained from a child named Haiba is in the data number 1, number 2. Child named Bian is in the data number 3 until number 5, and data from a child with the name Naura is the number 6 to 7. Then I'm about to show you the next result, table 1. Table 2. The second result is table 2, the data of phonology acquisition on substitution. As you see in table 2, the objects or the children didn't pronounce the targeted word perfectly. They added or replaced letters in every word they spoke instead. The first to fifth data were obtained from a child named Bian. I only explained the first word due to the duration. The first word was even tough. Hidung was the target utterance, but Pian produced an utterance that different from the target utterance. He said tidung. It means that he changed the phoneme H to T. Okay. Then in the word, I explained it random. Then in the word biru, as the target utterance, but the child calls it bilu. It means that the child changed sound R and he replaced it with sound L in the middle of the word. Then the next is table 3. The word that pronounces perfectly. It means that in the third table, I have data that show the objects or the children pronounce the targeted word perfectly. Like target utterance is balonku, and the child pronounces it perfectly, balonku, and etc. It can be concluded that children who are about 2 years old have almost the same abilities with children in 3 years old. The resulting speech from all of them is they can pronounce certain words precisely, like nyanyi, aku, 5 halo bulan, kaya, meja, uang, makan. They can pronounce it perfectly. Okay, guys, this is the last section of my presentation. Here we go, the conclusion. Based on the analysis above, it can be inferred that children under the age of 2 are more probable than children under the age of 3 to delete prepositional syllables. When it comes to speaking, children frequently simplify. To begin, they make replacements, swapping out one part for another. On phonological acquisition, the sounds that disclosed something appeared and did not occur. So that's all of my presentation. Thank you for your attention. I apologize if there's anything wrong from my explanation. If you guys have any question, please let me know. Thank you.
Okay, I wanna ask. My name is Lili Khairul Imam.
Yes.
Based on data, is the older, is the younger children did most or has most problem in omission? Is it right?
Yeah, I think it's right because my youngest object is Naura Atika Aziza. Then she was hard to control, I guess. I mean,
Okay.
when my friend talk with her, she cannot pronounce word perfectly. But in my result observation, she almost can say words perfectly, but just I think just lucky.
Okay. So the
Yeah.
point is what I wanna know is he most doing omission or substitution?
Oh,
How did she? Yeah, yeah. That's the point. What I wanna know.
okay. I got it. So I'll show you. Wait, my youngest child is Naura. Okay, in the table one, Naura is in the number 5 to 7. She removed the prefix syllable, like enam becomes nam, dua becomes wa, satu becomes tu. I think most of my objects are hard to pronounce the prefix syllable and they removing them. But in table 3, the words that pronounces perfectly Naura, she's 2 years old, have almost the same abilities with my other objects. I mean my other children as my objects. From the words, it can be seen that age can affect the acquisition of words. But it just, I think, it's just that we choose the current word to make she can pronounce perfectly. Is my answer can satisfy you, Zuni?
Yeah. Thank you for your response. Maybe I will read your PPT again. And thank you for response. Thank you so much.
Okay, my pleasure. Any question again?
Me, I want to ask.
Okay, go ahead.
So my question is, in your case,
Mhm.
who and at what age is the most talkative or active in speaking? And does the age of the child affect their speaking activity and also their ability to pronounce words? Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your question, Sally. I'll try to answer. So, the most talkative or the most active speaking is Bian. He is quite smart for response my friends when when she spoke with him. Okay, so does the age of the child affect their speaking ability? I think it affects. Then there are also cases when the child is able to speak first before he can walk, like Bian. My friend said that Bian can speak first before he can walk. So I think the age of the child affects their ability to speak. Is my answer satisfy you, Sally?
Quite enough. Thank you.
Okay, my pleasure. So I've been answered all 2 questions. So this is really end of my presentation. I apologize if there is any mistakes on my pronunciation or my words. So please understanding it. Okay guys, thank you for attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you.
I almost crying. Udah hujan. Gak dipas ya? Oh, my bad. Thank you. Maaf guys. Reza, tolong pas dulu. Lupa. Reza. Dimatiin dulu.
Okay, so the next one is from our friend Seliana Hawari Rahma. Lesson time is yours.
Okay. Thank you, Reza, for giving me time to presenting my material. So, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you. So, my name is Seliana Hawari Rohman, and today I will presenting about children's baby language phoneme and pronunciation analytic. So, without any further ado, let's start to the next slide, please. So the table of content of this material, the first is research method. In research method, I provide data collection, data search methods, research sites, research subject, and research object. The second is result 1 is the omission word. Result 2, the word that pronounced perfectly, and the fourth is conclusion, the conclusion of this research. So next, the first one is research method data. Data search method. In this study, the researcher used a qualitative approach. Data collection in this study was carried out by online observation. By observing the conversation between the child and the child's companion teacher, the study was observed through for a 33-second video. Next. Research object. The research object is children's baby language in language acquisition in the phonetic context. Theoretical analysis is applied in the study, Sunda and Indonesian language, by analyzing the phonetic obtained by the child in the acquisition, his first in the phonological acquisition in the child's language. Next. Research subject. The source of data in this study was obtained from observation of 4 children aged 3 years, and 4 of them are girls. Next. Subject's name and age. The first one, we have Sundari Pratiwi in 3 years, 4 months. The second is Sriningsi Rahmawati in 3 years, 9 months. The third is Putri Septiasari in 3 years, 6 months. The fourth is Lela Irawati Azara in 3 years, 1 month. Next. Research site. This study conducted in Karawang City, precisely in Miftahus Saadah Pauku, at Kobakarim Village, Rengas Dengklok District, West Karawang. The source of data is in study was obtained from observation of 4 child aged 3 years who live in cities of Karawang, Rengas Dengklok. Next. So let's go to the result one, the omission word. So in the omission word, I have about 8 data from 33 seconds video. The first one is the target utterance is tadi become adi. It means was. The second is cowok become owo. It means boy. Adu become adu. It means ouch. Salah become salah. It means wrong. Gini become ini. Ni. It means this. Sudah become dah. It means already. Selesai. Selesai become sai. It means finish. And dari become ari. It means from. So before next to the next slide, I will explain this table. So the data obtained for Sundari, or the first child, Sundari Pratiwi, in the data is table number 1 and number 2, tadi and cowok. So in Sriningsi, in table number 3 and 4, adu and salah, it belongs to Sriningsi, and Putri Septiasari from table number 5 to number 7. Gini, sudah, and selesai is belongs to Putri, and the last is child D is table number 1 and 8. They are actually saying the same word, is tadi and dari. So next, the perfect pronunciation words. So in the perfect pronunciation words, in 33 seconds videos, I got about 3 perfect pronunciation words. It's ibu, ini, and ma. The resulting speech between Sundari in table number 3, Sriningsi table number 1, and Putri in table number 1, 2, saying the same word like child B to their teacher. They can pronounce the word ibu and ini very precisely, even it's a little bit struggle to their articulation. From the words, it can be seen that age can affect the acquisition of word the child's native language, Sunda and Indonesian language. Next. So the next is conclusion. Let's go to the next slide. So the conclusion of this presentation is, from the discussion that has been done above, it can be concluded that children aged between 3 years old can produce almost perfect word, even not very fluent to say it. They can say a simple word such like ibu and ini perfectly, but there are also some children can pronounce it perfectly. A lot of them only can pronounce words in the end of the vowels like adi, owo, salah, sai, ari, and etc. But some of them too can pronounce words that end in a consonant, especially H like dah and ma. And the writer can conclude that the child who can talk with the most perfect pronunciation is Sriningsi Rahmawati, or the child B. In my observation video, I can hear and see how talkative she is. So she really get used to be talk and have a better pronunciation than the other. Thank you. So thank you for your attention until the end of this presentation. I really appreciate it. And if there are any mistake in this presentation, I really apologize. And criticism and suggestion will help improve my presentation better. Now, yeah, the Q&A section. So if you have any question, please don't hesitate to tell us. Tell me. Yeah, tell me. Is there any questions so far?
I have question.
Go on.
My name is Aiden Abdul and I have question. In your opinion, do you think the conversation between teacher and child and family different? And do you think can it affect their activeness in conversation?
Okay, good question though. So the question is about the difference between child conversation with their children and their family, and is it affected their activeness in conversation? So this is only for based on my opinion, and it's feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. So for me, the child conversation and between their family and the teacher, it can be different or maybe very different. In school, they are maybe talk a lot about academic lessons, such like mathematics, sport, or something. But in home, their parents taught them about manner, attitude, habits that build their current personality. So from here, we know there are a significant difference from what conversation they are talking about. So what about the activeness in conversation or talkative? Well, conversation can build personality. They can active if their parents or their children are a good listener or open with them. The child is more emotional than what we think actually. So when we don't hear what they say, they will easily feel underappreciated or disrespected. When we not listening them to talk, they will feel their thought and their feeling is doesn't matter. So if you can make them lazy to talk and not active in speaking, especially in conversation. Is it clear enough
Okay, thanks
for
for your
you?
explanation.
Thank you for asking. Another question again, maybe?
I have a question.
Go on.
From what you observe, the children are easier to pronounce consonants or vowels. How did it happen? Thank you.
You're welcome. So the question is child more easier to pronounce vowels or consonants? So, and again, this is based what I know, and feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. The children, for me, just in my opinion, the children is more easier to pronounce vowels. Do you know babbling? Baby language. So when you see a baby babbling, they just saying random buzzing forwards like some random like gitu, or any babbling on baby language. So I can conclude in there that children is more easier to pronounce vowels because their babbling is pronounced vowel though. They are buzzing and talking about the vowels like just random word. So for how it did it happen, I also trying to figure out why they are more easier to pronounce vowels than consonant. So if you are in here have any opinion or figure out what the answer is, maybe you can discuss it with me too. I'm so sorry.
I think it's quite enough for me. Thank you for explanation. It quite satisfied me.
Okay, thank you. So maybe let me end this Q&A section. Thank you for listening me until the end of the presentation. Criticism and suggestion really helped me to improve my presentation. So Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Done. So the next is presentation by Aida Nabila Fatin. So for Aida Nabila Fatin, you can prepare yourself and time is yours.
Okay, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
My name is Aida Nabila Fatim, student number 2061-1125, and here I would like to present my result of observation about analysis of the phoneme production produced by children aged 2 until 3 years old. So there are several outlines that I will bring in this presentation, such as research method, research subjects, result, and conclusion. First one is introduction. Siti Fatimah said that language errors are closely related to the production process of an utterance by the speaker. This mistake can be made by adults who already master the language, children, and foreigners who are learning another language. This research aims to know and demonstrate the problem of the production of phoneme in language acquisition for children 2 until 3 years old. The source of the data was obtained by the writer from observation of children aged 2 until 3 years living in Bekasi, West Java. Next one is research method. In this study, the writer used a qualitative approach. The process of collecting, also analyzed non-numerical data, is a short definition of this method. And the data were collected through observation of children 2 until 3 years in Bekasi, West Java, through conversation with their family, especially from their mother and brother. Step by step is done in obtaining data by recording their voice or video of conversation. So, by recording their voice or video, after obtaining the data, the first stage is observing the data by watching and listening to the voice or video recording and then understanding it. In the second stage, the next step, the utterance are compiled between the target of utterance and children utterance, and the last stage, or the last step, is translating the utterance that have been obtained. Next is research subject. Data that have been analyzed, then given in descriptively by describing the phonetic ability of children aged 2 until 3 years old in language. The children were observed in this study are Akifah Naila Rashid, 2 years 3 months, Al Khalifi Hamudabidi, 3 years 8 months, and Al Azim Ilham, 2 years 5 months. And here's the result. The first is about the word omission. From the data found, most of the word omission were carried on the prefix syllable. And an omission is a form of simplification or omission of syllable of sound in articulating a speech in children in the first year of learning to speak. So there are several data that I have got from my observation. First is target utterance is 5 become ima. The translation is 5. And second, the target utterance is 9 become 9. And the translation is 9. And the second table about phonology acquisition on substitution. So substitution is a replacement of an existing syllable in a word with another syllable. And And children usually make simple words or sounds they produce so that they can make when they talk to other people. They produce substitution by changing one consonant for another. And however, even though they change the syllable from the spoken words, the meaning was still the same. So there are several points. The first is target utterance 8 become dapan, and the translation is 8. Number 2, target utterance 3 become tija, and the translation is 3. And the last is jatuh become tato, and the translation is fall. And next is the word that pronounce perfectly. So there are 3 data that I have obtained from my observation. The first one is satu. Target utterance is satu become satu, and the translation is one. Apa become apa, and the translation is what. Target utterance number 3 is empat become empat, and the translation is four. So here's the conclusion. From this discussion that has been done above, it can be concluded that children aged 2 years sometimes change and omit the syllable. However, they can still communicate well with their family even if they replace or remove the syllable. And I think that's enough for me. If you have other question. Thank you.
I have a question. My question is, what letters do you think 2 years old often miss when they talk? Do you get it?
Okay.
Thank
I
you.
got your question. So the question about what letters do you think 2 years old often miss when they talk? So based on my observation, it can be concluded that 2 years old children often remove prefix from syllable. For example, from the example in the target utterance 5 become ima, and kerja become eja, and at the same time he removed the letter r. But most 2 years old find it difficult to pronounce the letter r and s. That is the answer for me.
It's clear enough. Thank you for your answer.
Okay, another question.
I want to ask. Can I?
Okay. Sure.
Okay, so my question is, tell me the reason why you choosing the pronunciation analysis instead using the synthetic acquisition analytic. Thank you. This is for me.
Okay, so because of due to limited time in observation and also limitation in obtaining data, that is the reason why I chose analysis phoneme as my topic, then the syntax acquisition. And also when I get the data, they give more short response like is Jato, or more simply, they only mention one or two words. So they really give a statement or question that I can analyze the accuracy of the syntax in the way they speak. Okay, so that is my reason why I choose this topic.
Thank you. Very reasonable.
Okay, so this is the end of my presentation. Thank you for attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you for the presentator and the participant for today presentation session. And we are gonna continue this session with the part 3. See you next time. Go.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
My name is Muhammad Irfan Dama. I want to presentation about the problem phonemes in children language acquisition. Research methods. In the study, the authors used a qualitative approach. Our batch and Silverstein in IDA Astia 2020 438 said that a qualitative approach is a research activity that focuses on the analysis and interpretation of text and interviews to find meaningful descriptive patterns of a particular phenomenon. This qualitative approach aims to provide an overview of the fact of children's language in language acquisition in the phonemic context of the child as it is. The research was conducted in North Jakarta and Surakarta. The source of data in the study was obtained from observation of three children aged 2 until 3 years who live in the cities of Surakarta and Jakarta. Data collection in the study was carried out by online observation by observing the conversation between the child and the child's companion. The method used in collecting data on this observation, the first stage is to listen and record in the form of video recordings or voice recordings with a duration of 5 minutes. The analyzed data is then presented descriptively, which describes the phonemic abilities in the language of children aged 2 until 3 as it is without considering the frequency of occurrence. 3 children were observed in the study. First child is Debian Ralinka Safira Dama. Second child Elsaki Lalinga. And the last child Delia Rubina Safira Dama. The result. In the research that has been done, the researchers found 26 data in one meeting based on 5-minute video recording. Data were collected from conversation between 2 to 3-year old with their families. Omission is a form of simplification or omission of syllables or sounds in articulating a speech for children in the first years of learning to speak. In the data below there are eight data from 26 data. From the data found, most of the word omission were carry out on the prefix. These are the table of phonology acquisition and omission. The data obtained from a child named Debian is in the data number 1 to 3.
Data from a child with the name Saka is in the numbers 4 to 6, and the last child named Rubina is in the number 7 and 8. The first child named Debian had to utterance by simplifying syllables by removing the first word and then producing the last syllable in the word Blapan become pang, which means adding the sound and at the end of the word of the target word. The second data is ini, become ni, which means removing the I sound from the beginning syllable of the target word. The third data is ibu, become bu, which means removing the I sound from the beginning of syllable of the target word. The second child named Saka. The second child named Saka can produce three data. The first data is hitung, but he removing the he sound from the beginning syllable of the target word, and here removing the G sound from the end syllable of the target word become tun. The second data is siapa, but here removing the I sound from the beginning syllable of the target word becomes sapa. The last data from child named Saka is mama. He removing the ma sound from the beginning of syllable of the target word, and he changed the H voices glottal fricative to K voiceless feller stop sound from the end syllable of the target word become mak. The last child named Rubina can produce two data. The first data is rumput, but she changed it into pumput. It means that she removing the R sound from the beginning of the target utterance, and the data is tangga, but she removing the N in the middle of the target utterance become tanga. The next table is phonology acquisition on substitution. The first data were obtained from a child named Debian. The first word was even though biru was the target utterance. But Debian produced an utterance that different from the target utterance. She said bilu when he wanted to color it. It's mean that she changed upon him the phoneme voiced past alveolar proximen R to voiced alveolar lateral L. The second data is baru as the target utterance of the child's, but the result made by him are different from the target utterance. And she said balu. It's mean that she changed the phoneme voice past alveolar proximen R to voiced alveolar lateral. The third data is bapa as the target utterance of the child, but the result made by him are different from the target utterance, and she said Baba. When she called her dad, it means that she changed panim voiceless bilabial stop to voiced bilabial stop. Then the fourth data to sixth data belongs to a child named Saka. The first data that can be a virus, but Saka can't produce are voiced past alveolar approximant, so he changed it into philus with panim voiced alveolar lateral. The last data is down, but Saka can't produce the voiced alveolar stop, so he changed it to bound with panim B voiced bilabial stop. The second data is down. The data is down, but he produced an utterance different from the target utterance. He said bound, but the target utterance must be down. It means that He changed the phoneme D voiced alveolar stop to B voiced bilabial stop. The third data is Bermain, but he can produce an utterance different from the target utterance. He said Bermain, but the target utterance must be Bermain. It means that he changed the phoneme R voiced post alveolar approximant to L voiced alveolar lateral. Last child named Rubina on the last of the table 2, she can produce the phoneme R voiced post alveolar approximant. She changed it into L voiced alveolar lateral from Ruma become Luma. And the next table is phonology acquisition of perfect on perfectly. From the video data and the voice notes with the duration of 5 minutes in the table 3, it can be concluded that children who are about 2 years old have almost the same abilities. The first child named Debian can pronounce perfectly 3 words coba, sore, and kuning. The resulting speech, the second child named Saka, he can pronounce the words bentuk, bebek, and enam very precisely. Then the last child named Robina. More data was found on the correct pronunciation of words. The words that can be produced by Rubina include nenek, nyanyi, nanas, obat, and mandi. From the word, it can be seen that age can affect the acquisition of words in child native language. Conclusion. From the discussion that has been done above, it can be concluded that children aged less than 2 years are more likely to omit professional syllables than children aged 3 years. Children often make simplification in producing speech. First, they make substitution to replace one segment with another. At the change of consonant, children cannot produce voices fricative as voices inhibited bilabial consonant P, voices fricative chorus palatal consonant sound, but the sound produced by child is still not by the target in dental alloy phonemes voice as fricative S, bilabial inhibition of sound B, and voice inhibited velar consonant sound G. In child B, he applies to substitution. This means that he is not able to produce the bilabial nasal sound M. On the contrary, he can produce the voiced nasal velar phoneme N. While the child 3 can add voices inhibitory velar consonant K at the end of the word. However, it cannot produce the alveolar trill R, so it simplifies by using the lateral alveolar sound. The data also found that children aged 3 years had more advanced abilities in pronouncing a word correctly. Thank you very much from listening. I would like to apologize if there are any mistakes. I hope you have a nice day. Good morning. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. If there are any question from after my presentation.
Okay, I have a question for you, sir.
Okay, Rido, time is yours. What is your question?
Why do children over 2 years old have started a lot of correct words in pronunciation? That's my question. Please answer it.
Okay, thank you for your question, Rido. Basically, a 2 years old child can speak fluently. In addition, the children who became the object of my research were often invited to talk to their parents, taught the names of objects used in everyday life such as spoon, plates, fork, etc. Is that enough, Rido?
Okay, sir, thank you.
You're welcome. If there are any question for okay, thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.